Alright, welcome to the channel everyone. So, this is my first video, and on this channel we're basically going to be taking a look at books that I've read, and I'm just going to try to share what I've learned, and hopefully it can help you guys out. So, let's get started. The book that is in question today is called The Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. So, we're just going to be hopefully making videos over time, and I'm gonna try to get like 2 videos up per day. And how we're gonna do it is we're gonna look at one chapter at a time, and we're kind of just gonna dissect it, understand it, and try to use it and understand it, because I think it will really help if you guys can know this stuff. So the first chapter is called An Inquiry into the Truth. So let's just read this. An inquiry into the truth is an inquiry into the cause of all things as the human race sees and experiences them. The starting point of our thought must always being with our experiences. We all know that life is, else we could not even think that we are. Since we can think, say, and feel, we must be. Alright, let's just stop and highlight and continue. We live, we are conscious of life. Therefore we must be, and life must be. If we are life and consciousness, self-knowing, then it follows that we must have come from life and consciousness. Let us start then with the simple fact. Life is, and life is conscious. But what is the nature of this life? Is it physical, mental, material, or spiritual? A careful thinking based upon logic more than any merely personal opinion will do much in clearing up some of these questions that at first seem to stagger us with their bigness. How much of that is, may we call life? The answer would have to be, life is all that there is. It is the reason for all we see, hear, feel, for all that we experience in any way. Now nothing, from nothing, leaves nothing, and it is impossible for something to proceed from nothing. Since something is, that from which it came from must be all it is. Life, then, is all that there is. Everything comes from it, ourselves included. The next question is, how do things come from life? How do the things that we see come from the things that we do not see? The things that we see must be real because we see them. To say they are not real will never explain them, nor answer any question about them. God's work is not a world of illusion, but one of divine realities. The truth must not explain away the things that we see. It must explain what they are. We are living and experiencing various degrees of consciousness and conditions. Only when the why of living in our experiences is understood will we know the least thing about the truth. Jesus did not say that things are illusions. He said that we must not judge from the standpoint of the seen, but must judge righteously or with the right judgment. And he meant that we must get behind the appearances and find out what caused it. So let us not in any way fool ourselves or allow ourselves to believe that we have always been fooled. We are living in a world of realities. Whatever we have experienced is a reality as far as that experience is concerned, although if we had a higher understanding of life, the unpleasant experience may have been avoided. Okay, so that's a lot, but let's try to dissect this a little bit. So, in the beginning it says, we know that life is. So, he's trying to like he's trying to have he's trying to like set up like his point and just start from like something that we all know. So we all know that life is. So let's just draw this picture and we can say inside of this circle is all of life. Okay? And he says, else we could not even think that we are. So he's saying like, well, I exist, so that means life exists. Simple. So since we can think and feel and say, we must be. So he's saying, I must be, you must be, like simple stuff. It's obvious. We live, we are conscious of life, therefore we must be, and life must be. We are life and consciousness, self-knowing. So he's saying that life is, and anyone can know this. And he's saying that life is made out of itself. So he's saying that there can't come something from nothing. He's saying that life always was, and life makes things out of itself, out of its consciousness. So if there was nothing, something can't come out of nothing. It doesn't make sense. So he's saying that he's positing that like the beginning of the universe, well, there was no beginning because life always was. So if we look back at the picture, all of life is in here. Life is and life always was. Okay? So this is the foundation. And since something is, since life is, that which come from it, that which comes from it came, must be all that is. So what that means is that all of this, all of what I drew in this circle, that's all that is. Life, it always was, it is, and it always was, and it is all, and things that come from it are come from this grand scheme that always was, which is life. So what else? So this chapter is basically it's structuring how he's going to bring in his future points, and you know, it's an introductory chapter. We need to know this. He says we're living in a world of realities. So some people think that, or some religions will say that like we're living in illusions, which I think it can be kind of like maybe misinterpreted, like they're just saying that people don't like know like everything, so they're living in like a world of illusions. But the author is saying we're living in a world of realities. So whether we like don't fool yourself, like it's real. We're living in a world of realities. And the last thing he says, and this is really important, and is going to lead into his future points. He said, if we had a higher understanding of life. Okay, my roommate's calling me. Hold on. Okay, we're back. So, although if we had a higher understanding of life, the unpleasant experience might have been avoided. So, let's draw a picture of this. So we're gonna have a bar, and we're gonna have, this is gonna be perspective. And this little I is gonna be your perspective, and it changes. So maybe at this point you see, hold on, it's working. This point you see here, and then after you understand more about whatever, you see, need a nice purple. This. So he's saying that all of this is, let's go back to the white. All of this whole thing is reality, and he's saying that if you have a higher understanding of life, then you won't have unpleasant experiences. So we could say that this would be the unpleasant experience, and if you go up, you have pleasant experience. We all want to have a pleasant experience in life, I hope. So that's the introduction. So let's see. I'll see you guys in the next one.